The cell was dark and damp, the air thick with the stench of unwashed bodies. In 1780, William Addis sat behind bars in a British prison, serving time for inciting a riot. Food was meager, comforts non-existent, and hygiene all but forgotten. Like his fellow prisoners, Addis was given a rag dipped in soot or salt to clean his teeth, and ineffective. Grimy method that left the mouth feeling worse than before. But unlike the others, Addis saw not misery, but opportunity. In that cell, with nothing but scraps and ingenuity, he began crafting an invention that would change daily life forever: the modern toothbrush. Tooth cleaning itself was nothing new. Ancient civilizations had long recognized the importance of dental care. The Babylonians and Egyptians chewed on twigs with frayed ends to scrape their teeth. The Chinese are credited with creating early toothbrushes as far back as the Tang dynasty, fashioning handles from bamboo or bone and attaching bristles from hogs. Europeans, however, lagged behind. By the 18th century, most people still rubbed their teeth with cloth, soot, salt, or crushed shells. It was a crude process that did little to prevent decay, and tooth loss was common. For a man like Addis, stuck in prison with plenty of time to think, this seemed like a problem begging for a better solution. One day, after gnawing on a piece of bone from his prison meal, Addis had an idea. He cleaned the bone and carefully carved it into a handle, drilling tiny holes at one end. Then, using bristles plucked from a guard's broom more in some accounts. Pig hair smuggled into the cell, he bundled small tufts together and tied them with wire before pushing them into the holes. With this simple, improvised design, he had created the earliest version of the toothbrush as we know it today. A sturdy handle with bristles attached, capable of reaching between teeth and scrubbing effectively. When Addis was released, he wasted no time turning his prison experiment into an enterprise. He refined the design, sourcing animal bone for handles and using bristles from pigs imported from China. He began selling his invention to the public, and demand quickly grew. Unlike rags or powders, his toothbrush was practical, reusable, and effective. For the first time, dental hygiene became a matter of daily routine rather than occasional effort. Addis' company, Wisdom Toothbrushes, grew into a thriving business that still exists in some form today, a direct descendant of that moment of ingenuity in a cell. The impact of Addis' toothbrush went far beyond Britain. By the early 19th century, toothbrushes spread across Europe, carried by soldiers and merchants. The design remained largely the same: bone or wood handles with coarse, boar bristles. They were not particularly comfortable, and the bristles often fell out, but they marked a revolution in personal care. Toothbrushes became so essential that Napoleon Bonaparte himself was known to carry one made of silver and boar hair, a sign that even emperors recognized the value of clean teeth. The next great leap came with the invention of nylon by DuPont in 1938. Boar bristles, which were stiff, inconsistent, and often unsanitary, were replaced by uniform, flexible nylon bristles. The toothbrush now became both hygienic and mass-producible, exploding in popularity in the 20th century. Soldiers during World War II helped spread the habit of daily brushing worldwide, carrying toothbrushes as part of their standard kits. By mid-century, the toothbrush was no longer a luxury, it was a necessity. From Addis' prison cell to today's electric brushes, the story of the toothbrush is one of humble beginnings leading to global transformation. It's a reminder that some of the simplest inventions, born out of desperation and ingenuity, can reshape everyday life. Today, we take the toothbrush for granted, barely sparing it a thought in the morning rush. But its creation was not inevitable. It was sparked by one man's refusal to settle for rot and decay, and his determination to carve a cleaner future, quite literally, out of bone and bristle.